Jimmy Kimmel somehow got back on TV because President Trump is apparently the world's worst dictator. I say that jokingly, obviously, but if you were watching any of the media outlets the last several days, Trump is a dictator. He's a tyrant. He's a fascist. He's trying to control speech. Well, one, I was unaware that President Trump was the CEO of ABC and had all of that power to get Jimmy Kimmel suspended. And two, if he is the dictator that all the libs are claiming he is, geez, he's not a very good one. If he was actually a dictator, wouldn't Jimmy Kimmel still be off the air? But no, he returned to the screens on Tuesday night. I'm not sure if it was touched on this show specifically, but I did want to play a clip from that, which I guess will inform us as to what is actually the opinion of the folks that, we're talking about free speech. Were they actually talking about that, or were they trying to disguise their own self-interest? Well, I think it's pretty telling in what Jimmy Kimmel said about what he had said that got him suspended. Watch this clip and we'll discuss.
Nor was it my intention to blame any specific group for the actions of what it was obviously a deeply disturbed individual. That was really the opposite of the point I was trying to make, but I understand that to some that felt either ill-timed or unclear, or maybe both. And for those who think I did point a finger, I get why you're upset. If the situation was reversed, there's a good chance I'd have felt the same way.
He understands those of us who think he pointed a finger. It was pretty obvious. It's not, I must have misunderstood. He literally said MAGA is trying to pretend that it wasn't one of their own. It's not a joke, really. That's just a statement of fact, and a statement made so dismissively as to suggest, well, of course, we all know this. What he said was reprehensible. It's not necessarily against quote-unquote free speech, but it's against the ratings. So many affiliates said, hey, we're not going to broadcast him. And those affiliates, Sinclair and Nexstar, still aren't broadcasting him. And the main thing I think that I took away from that is, if you notice, there's no apology. There was no, hey, I'm sorry I said this. There was a, I'm sorry you felt this way, which, I don't know, try that out on your wife next time you do something wrong. See if that works. Because usually in human relationships, that's not the case on how really anything works. You apologize for something because you're showing contrition. Hey, I was wrong here. That's not what he said. He said, I'm sorry you felt that way, which is different. And I've said this before. I said this last week. I disagreed with Charlie. I think Jimmy Kimmel is a relatively funny guy. But unfortunately, I've lost respect for him, as I think many people have. Yes, his ratings were way up. People have made the case, well, Jimmy Kimmel's ratings are through the roof. 6.3 million viewers of his monologue, which is the highest ever. Yeah, it's a big news story. What's it going to be in 6 months? If he's still even at the network. Remember, his contract expires in May. I can't imagine Disney is going to want the headache of having to deal with somebody that they pay $15 million a year and cost this much of a headache. I just don't see that happening. The bottom line here is he said what he said and then claimed, well, I wasn't blaming any specific group, but you were. And look, we can show, grace for people who then apologize for it, but he didn't do that either. And while, I don't necessarily think Jimmy Kimmel is unfunny, and I recognize that's not an opinion that a lot of you hold, it's not an opinion that Charlie held, I can't respect a guy who won't apologize for something that he clearly did wrong and instead tries to gaslight everyone saying, well, I didn't say this. No, we have it on video. You did say it. And at the very least, you can apologize for what you did, not apologize for how we felt. Because we felt something that was real based on the specific thing that he said. Again, the least thing they could do is apologize for it. But that's not the case. I would be willing to place a large sum of money on the fact that the ratings will not stay where they are. And only time will tell if this is going to be something that the American people will accept. I hope it is not.